AP Stedham, AP, and Kelly, as we say, it's syndicated radio. What needs to happen with the South Carolina defense to improve in the win total?
Yeah, I think we have to play on Saturdays the way we've been practicing and preparing this offseason. I feel like the defense as a whole, we've got a lot of newcomers, a lot of transfers and young guys who have came in and they've helped the team tremendously. And so I think all we have to do is show the world what we know who we are and, just do it on Saturdays.
Left side.
Kind of going off of that, what has given you confidence this offseason that you guys are primed for a bounce back year?
There's several things I'd say. First, depth. We got a lot of guys who came in who have put an immediate impact on our team, on our defense. And so that's something that obviously helps you in every aspect. I think last year didn't go the way anybody on the team wanted it. And I think we all came back from that with a real big chip on our shoulder, ready to work, ready to, just do what we got to do to win. Because that's the only thing on our minds right now is a win.
On the aisle, left side.
Britton Ross, OU Nightly. Has Coach Beamer kind of told you guys what playing at OU is like, and what are you kind of expecting that trip to Norman to be like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's touched on it too much. I feel like right now we're focused on game one, really, just taking every game one at a time. But I do think the trip to be Norman will be exciting. It's a good school, a lot of history there, and so I think it'll be pretty fun.
Right side on the aisle.
Kennedy Wright with CBS 42. What was the decision-making in staying in Columbia as opposed to jumping in the portal?
Yeah, being from Columbia, I think the people, the place, I love it. I originally am from Maryland, and when I moved to Columbia, they adopted me with open arms. And so it's kind of hard to leave a place that has everything you need and great people behind it, And that's just all saying without my teammates. Those are my brothers, I'll have a bond with them forever. And so I didn't want to just kind of leave them.
Front row.
Eric Bailey with the Tulsa World. Another Oklahoma-related question, Alex. Brent Venables is probably familiar in that part of the country. Can you talk a little bit about his defensive style and what you expect when you play an Oklahoma-based defense?
Yeah, I'd say they're going to be fast, aggressive, trying to fly around the field. He's a coach with a lot of, I give him, aura, on the defense side of the ball. But he's a great coach, and so I expect, great things. But I just know that we're going to prepare how we prepare and see how it goes on Saturday.
On the aisle, right.
Dan Pack, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Origins of the nickname Boogie.
Yeah. Before I could even remember, I know I used to crawl really fast, and my brother said, "Look at him, Boogie." And then I started playing football at about 4 years old. My mom said, "Go Boogie," and the rest is history.
On the aisle, in the back.
Courtney Mims, Pig Trail Nation. Rocket Sanders joining the program. What's he been like for you guys so far? Any stories of him joining the program? What's he been like?
Yeah, that's a dude who came in the building day one. You could see how much it means to him. His care factor is huge, and all he does is work. And I think he's great for a lot of guys to see a guy who came in with an already big name, already stats to his name, but he still didn't miss a beat in workouts. He grinds, and so I love having him on the team. I'm glad he came.
We'll go back to the front row here.
We got a chance to get to know Coach Beamer when he was at Oklahoma for a couple of years as an assistant, and we saw his energy, his vigor. We saw in a game where he headbutted guys with helmets, had to get stitches at halftime. Can you talk about his energy on the sideline, what he means to you as players when during games, and what he's like, what he brings to the team?
Yeah, like you said, y'all have seen it. He's a guy with high energy, high care, but I think a lot of things that people don't really talk about is passion and hunger. I think those are the two things that I take from Coach Beamer, and I think a lot of the team takes from him. He really loves what he does, and he loves being able to coach us, and he wants it so bad, and I think we all do. And so being able to play for a coach like that, it's really easy to kind of fall in line because he has the same standards that we have. So he's a great coach. I'm lucky to be able to play for him.
Stay on the front row.
Mason Young with the Tulsa World. Just curious your thoughts on, probably a lot of players have different thoughts on it, but the idea that you will have video replay, iPads available to you on the sideline during the season, how handy is that going to be to have?
Yeah, that'll be huge. I know from a defensive line point of view, I mean, I'm so excited. Just being able to see what the O-line's doing, what play call, how it's affecting certain things. You're just going to have so much more insight as to what's going on truly. And so I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to help the game of college football so much more.
Right side, fourth row.
Cam Durr, WAFF 48. With College Football 25 coming out, how excited are you for that, and how accurate do you think that it's going to be with the ratings and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I feel like that's what most of the guys here are going to do when they leave here is go play. But, yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to do some proving wrong during the season. I feel like the history of sports games and ratings have never been the best. And so I've mentally prepared for not the rating I want, but it's okay because the season's coming soon, so I'll have my chance to kind of show.
On the aisle.
How big is it to get Tonka back and just talk about who's made strides on that South Carolina defense this offseason?
Yeah, I think Tonka coming back is huge. He's a great player, as everybody knows. He's a great teammate, and he's a great person. Being one of my close friends every day, I kind of see him in a different light than a lot of people. But he's a very calm guy, very, just to himself. But on the football field, he kind of lets it all go. And so having a guy like that is huge. And we have so many guys on defense who are either new additions, who have just bettered themselves in this offseason. I think it's going to be really cool to see how many guys are playing, and it's going to be a lot because I keep getting questions about the defense a lot, and rightfully so, because what we're going to do this year is going to be very big. So just about every position has a guy who you might not have heard of, but you'll see this year.
We time for one final question. Anybody on the end here?
With Texas and Oklahoma coming in, the schedules kind of change around, but you guys still play Texas A&M this year. Just kind of your thoughts on playing the Aggies every year and what kind of team they are when you've played them.
Yeah, Texas A&M is one of those teams where every time you play them, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fourth quarter game, and that's how most teams are in the SEC. It's the most competitive conference, and that's just how the SEC is. And so it's always been fun being able to play these good teams. If you want to be the best, you have to be the best. And so that's how everybody on the team feels. We want our shot. We want a shot at the title. And so whatever we have to do, whoever we have to play, we'll do that, and we'll show up on Saturday.
Alex, thank you very much. Good job.
Thank you.